Oh, goody.
Alright, what's going on everybody? Zombies here again, and today we're back with another Marvel Snap video. So in this one we are taking a look at one of my favorite decks that I have ever made, and it's just a ton of fun and it uses one of my favorite cards in the game, Cerebro. So you may have seen I did a deck guide on Cerebro 2 recently. It's actually what I used to hit Infinite this month, but today we're taking a look at Cerebro 5. Is it more than a meme? And I think it might be. So Cerebro obviously buffs all your highest power cards by +2 power, so you're generally incentivized to building a deck with cards of the same power, so you get the most mileage out of your Cerebro buff. So people have tried all different powers with this, 2, 3, 4, 5, even higher. But I wanted to try 5 as I think there are a bunch of really cool and powerful 5 power cards in the game, and there might be enough to make Cerebro pretty viable at this power. So let's take a look at the cards we're using for this one. So I'm going to talk about our 5s first. So we have a lot of 5s in this deck. Lizard. So this is one that I've been going back and forth on. In fact, in the video, I'm going to be using Star-Lord, but I do think these are interchangeable, and even the little deck picture here, we see Star-Lord. I've been trying Lizard out. I think it's kind of hard. It's kind of a meta call what you prefer for this one. You definitely do want a 2-cost 5 power. If you're good at guessing with Star-Lord, Star-Lord is like objectively the better card, but if you're not so good at guessing, Lizard is also a good choice, but just one of those two. Really kind of pick your preference there. Lizard is obviously worse if they're filling up the lane, and Star-Lord is obviously worse if we are bad at guessing their next play. Then we have Mysterio, just another good 2-cost 5 power, fits the deck very nicely, so you do have to be careful about board space stuff. Deathlock. This is good because we can blow up our own Mysterio stuff. Often on turn 3, we won't have stuff in at least one or more lanes, so we can just tempo him out as a 5 for 3, which generally is pretty good. You could consider Polaris in this spot. I don't have her yet, but she does serve as another way to mess with the opponent's board a bit while also enabling our next card here, Miles Morales. So if a card moved last turn, this costs 1. Now it's obviously great if we can get the cost reduction, but sometimes we're just tempoing this out for a 4-cost 5 power, and it's just fine. We just need, that critical mass of 5 power, but we do have Nightcrawler in the deck, so we do have a way of enabling it. So, if you feel like you want more ways to enable Miles, Polaris could definitely be worth a spot, but so far I think he's been fine just having Nightcrawler, and potentially when your opponents move stuff, or even locations move stuff, sometimes he gets reduced, so I think he's just generally pretty good for this deck. Very, very solid 4-cost, because I don't think there are a ton of 5 power in the 4-cost range. Then, rounding out our top end here, we have Sarah, just one of the best 5 power cards in the game. Enables some very silly combinations on turn 5, or on turn 6, and sometimes turn 7, and just another good 5-cost. And then Doom, also very good 5-cost, helps us go wide and creates pretty much as many 5 costs as you could want for the cost. So it really helps us spread wider, get those more 5 power, and then buff them up with the Cerebro. Talking about our other cards here, so we have Angela. Angela is cool because you can make her a 5 power, and you do have to be a little mindful, because obviously if you make her bigger than 5 power, that's going to be a problem for your Cerebro. But the cool thing about this deck is even though it uses Cerebro to win, the card quality in this deck is generally just good enough to where you can win without your Cerebro combo. And I think that's part of the reason why I like this deck so much, because even though you can win with Cerebro, and it can be pretty good with Cerebro, the card quality is just high enough to where you can win games even if you don't get your combo. And I think it's very valuable for most decks to have a backup plan if their main plan doesn't really work out. Angela is great with that because not only can we make her a 5, but if we aren't going the Cerebro route, we can just make her as big as we want. So definitely one of the best 2-drops in the game. Then we have some combo elements here. So obviously Cerebro, but what else do we have to support our Cerebro? We have Mystique, who can copy it, so get our 5 powers up to 7, then up to 9 with Mystique, and even more if you get, let's say, that double ongoing location. Just really cool. Mystique is a really powerful card, especially when she is coupled with other good ongoing effects. Mainly in this deck, we're going to either be copying our Cerebro or our other kind of high impact ongoing effect here in Iron Man. So Iron Man, really cool in this deck, just really increasing our total power in one lane, or sometimes two lanes if we copy it with Mystique. That is one benefit of the Sarah reduction. You can go Sarah on 5 into something like Iron Man, Mystique, or Cerebro, Mystique, drop some low cost stuff. So a lot of versatility there. And another cool thing is we have enough 0 powers here to where sometimes you get locations that mess with your Cerebro. And this helps us play into those, especially the one that gives +5 power to all cards, because then you can just play your 0 power stuff in that lane, and it'll go up to 5 and then get the Cerebro bonus. So that's been really good. And I've really felt like this deck is very resilient against a lot of locations that normally screw up the Cerebro 2 and Cerebro 3 versions of the deck. And then the last card here, Magic. So this deck definitely benefits from getting a turn 7, as there's a lot of big stuff we want to be doing. Now, you're not going to go for turn 7 every single game that you have Magic in hand. Sometimes, you know, you just kind of got to evaluate, are you getting full value out of the extra turn, or is it a risk where the opponent will get more value, that kind of stuff. But I find generally having the option to get an extra turn and get rid of a location that could be screwing you up is very good in this type of deck, given that we have a pretty heavy top end to our curve, and also gives us sometimes some more action with Sarah, so we can get more cheap stuff out and help us enable things like Dr. Doom into a Iron Man Mystique combo, or Cerebro Mystique, other stuff. It's generally very good. So this is the version of the deck I put together. I really am a big fan of it. I'm excited to see how it evolves as we get more 5 power things in the game. I do think this is one of, if not the best versions of Cerebro 5. So if you're looking for something a little bit different to try out with Cerebro, this is a cool way to do it. Now, obviously, this has a lot of pool 3 cards. Luckily, the collector token stuff is coming very soon. We actually just got a recent update about that, so expecting that in the next week or 2 ahead of the new season. I have a video going over all that stuff. You can check that out in the description below. But a lot of pool 3 cards, but hopefully after the collector's tokens get implemented, it'll be a little bit easier to build a deck like this. But yeah, we're going to get right on into the games here. Before we do, if you enjoy this type of content, remember to like and subscribe. It's a ton to help out the channel and keeps the videos coming. Without further ado, let's get into the games. Alright, so this one is obviously a bit annoying with what we're trying to do, but it's kind of okay, because we can put our zeros there. Ant-Man, so it's probably ongoing. Okay, so we have a bit of a curve. I think we're gonna just play... Well, we could put it in the, it wouldn't actually get doubled by Sherry's Lab. But I think it makes more sense to play it here. Cloak. What are they playing? I think we're just gonna Deathlock. Hulkbuster. Alright, well, it's good we're not fighting for that lane. So I think the play is we're going to... Well, we could go Angela into Star-Lord. Yeah, actually, I really don't mind that. I feel like they're gonna play into the Ant-Man lane. Got him. What does Crystal even do? Why are they running this card in their deck? Crystal is one of the worst cards in the game. On reveal, if this is at the middle location, shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 3. That is really, really bad. So this ends up being a question of, do we want to Doom next turn, or do we want to go with our Mystique Cerebro? I think we want a Mystique Cerebro next turn. This actually lets us do either, so I think it's safe to just Iron Man here. Yeah, I don't understand what their deck is.
I am Iron Man.
So now we have options. So we can go. So we're gonna have 5 here. We could do Doom to put this lane up to 20. Put 10, which will get doubled to 20 in the middle. Or we could go Cerebro Mystique. That will put this to 7 and double to 14. I think the Doom play is better here. I think Doom is the better play. Colleen. Cerebro. Oh, there's Cerebro 4, I guess. But that's not going to be enough. Gotta respect the fellow Cerebro gamer though, but turns out 4 is bigger than 5. Alright, cool. This is one I've been wanting to demonstrate. So the big trick here is we can play our 0-cost cards into this location, and it actually benefits our Cerebro. We get to see what they're playing. They have a Magneto. Well, we'll keep that in mind. Just play our Angela. Luckily, most of our cheap stuff that can get Magneto is just Cerebro, Mystique, and Miles, and I guess Deathlock too. Gonna be annoying if they don't play into this lane, but we'll see. Yeah, priority order is a really, really important thing for sure, and the game doesn't really explain it. Yeah, so the thing with Miles is a lot of times we're just happy to play him on 4, but sometimes we can weave him in with Nightcrawler, but we really just need another 5 that fit in our curve well, and he seems to be doing pretty good. Like here, we're just going to Deathlock, and then next turn I think we're going to either Sarah or Iron Man, and we'll move the Nightcrawler so we can sneak in Miles on turn 6. Yeah, Polaris could definitely be a good inclusion as well. Unfortunately, I do not have Polaris, so I can't really test her yet. But I do think she's definitely one you could consider. Okay, so the neat thing about this is we could actually just slam their own Magneto here, because I feel like that's what they're going to play. And we haven't got any of our Cerebro pieces, so like we aren't worried about messing up our own Cerebro. Does Sarah let us cheat a lot of stuff? Not really. It would just be Sarah, Miles, Mysterio. Oh, but yeah, the Mysterio clone is good there. I think I'm gonna Sarah and move this. Because now we could go like Iron Man, Mysterio, Spider-Man. So that'd be... Oh, it's a lot. I think I like it. Let's do this. They reveal first, which shouldn't matter a ton. But wait, then... So the idea is... I figured they're gonna move this vision, but maybe they don't. We'll shrink the lizard too. Yeah, I think this is the move. I think this is the move. Oh wait, Mysterio clone on the other one, right? Because it'll gain the +5. That makes more sense, right? Do we need the extra 5 here? So it'll be 10, 17, 23. Yeah, I think this is enough. There's also an argument for Mysterio on the right. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hobgoblin. Okay. I think this is a win. Yeah, this is a win. Sick. A lot of vision today.
Iron Man.
A lot of vision going around. The other thing I really like about this deck is it's kind of hard to predict. Like a lot of decks, you know, they have 1 or 2 main ways they're trying to win, and you can usually do the math, but like this deck can do some like all kinds of weird stuff on the last few turns, like getting double Cerebro, double Iron Man. Pepper Toe, thanks for the follow. Superflow is good for us. Ooh, it'll let us cheat out of Sarah. Literally just slam Miles here. Ooh. Not a huge fan of this location, but not much we can do about it. I think we're just gonna play Miles. Electro. Okay. So they're like a ramp deck. Yeah, this one is definitely a harder build to put together because it has so many pool 3 cards. Like what we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pool 3 cards, so like more than half of the deck, but I think it's really cool. So we're definitely going Sarah here. I think we're okay with playing her into the right lane. It's very clear they're fighting for this lane. And we can always move stuff to New York later. So them skipping here makes me think Infinite is coming. But we can beat an Infinite. Very possible. We have enough mana cheat, so we really don't need to play into the super flow anymore. I think we just go for our copy now. We want to hold this because we don't want to fill up our board till the final turn. They just infinite left. We did. Yeah, see, this is great for us, because now we can do this. I think this is the move. It's gonna give us... Oh wait, no. We don't want to move that there, because we want the other Doom guy. We just leave that where it is. Yeah. That's why we take our time. We could actually move... We could move Cerebro and then put that here. Gives us more power, because we're not fighting for left. Yeah, this looks good. There might even be an argument for moving Mystique too, because if they shouldn't have an Enchantress. I wouldn't worry about it. If they have like something that moves their stuff, I think we want to fill this location. Oh, Infinite. Did we beat Infinite? Oh, my order was bad. Oh, shit. I screwed up, chat. I order lulled it. I order lulled it. But we're never punished. The Mysterio ordering can definitely be, you gotta be careful with your board space in this one. Alright, well, Sif is not good for us. I think we just play Mysterio. The question is, do we move our Nightcrawler yet? I don't really like moving him yet. Even though it would let us play Miles next turn. I feel like it clogs up our board too much when we don't know what they're really going for. Domino? Well, now I'm gonna move it. Playing Sif here seems very bad, so we're not going to play Sif. Alright, this worked out really well. So we have a curve here. We can go either Magic into Doom Iron Man, or we can just go Iron Man into Doom. It's gonna depend what they play. They're a big stuff deck. What's in the box? Vision. So do we gain more? I don't think we gain more from a turn, a turn 7 this game. We're gonna have 28 power down middle if we go Iron Man into Doom. So I think that's just what I'm gonna do. Prof X, that's fine.
I am Iron Man.
So it'll be 28 down middle. If they move Vision here, they have 10. so they would need 18, which should be pretty hard for them to get. I'll gain it. Another one.